If you're wondering why my acne has re-emerged, and if you're simultaneously wondering why the gap between videos is a bit longer this time, the culprit in both problems is ESCOM. But the crumbling mess that is the state-owned South African power utility is not why we're here. We are here for Star Trek Online. Captain's Log, Stardate 87748.8. A few weeks ago, USS Laenara's crew rotation following the end of the Herc incident was rushed to a stop when Alliance Command ordered an increase in overall fleet readiness to a just sub-yellow alert state. This followed an urgent subspace comm between Federation President Anik Okeg and good old dictator benevolence Chancellor Jimpark, regarding, first, the detection of an unknown spatial anomaly, and then the emergence of someone called J'Ula, with over a dozen more ships from, fascinatingly, the mid-23rd century. Personally, I feel Jimpark sort of dug this little hole for himself by being, basically, just himself. But due to his unpopularity in certain Klingon circles, he seems concerned that the emergence of J'Ula, from what many Klingons view as a more prosperous time for Kronos, could quickly see her gain followers, united against him, and eventually, potentially starting a civil war, or at least a coup d'etat. While I'd personally throw a party if anything bad happened to Jimpark or his administration, the person replacing him could very well be much worse. Alliance Command recently assigned all active duty ships a set of compulsory combat simulations from Federation archives regarding J'Ula in the 23rd century to get us a feel for her and her tactics. While certain members of my crew found the simulations to be a waste of time, I found my time as captain of the USS Pangolin to be quite enlightening and slightly terrifying. The Klingons of the First War were quite different from the ones of today. Klingon mach, tach jaj, or loosely translated, remain Klingon, was a popular catchphrase embodying Klingon supremacy and ethnic purity. Very dangerous concepts if made mainstream again, for obvious reasons. We don't know where J'Ula is, how powerful she is, or what her plans are, but we do know that as long as those are unknowns, we cannot let our guard down. USS Laenara has been assigned a patrol route crossing between UFP and Klingon space as one of many vessels seeking to find and stop Matriarch J'Ula of House Mokai before something bad happens. And, mark my words, if we fail, something bad... Sir, we've got a distress call coming in from a representative of a Vulcan research team. They're apparently stationed in the Pahvo system, and we're the closest ship. I'm sending you the actual transmission now. Bridge out. By the elements. Computer end log. Am I looking pale? Or are my camera settings making me look pale? Because I did wake up coughing, and I have been coughing today.
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
I am the leader of a Vulcan research team studying the unique ecology of the planet Pahvo. While on personal leave, I have learned that the team has not responded to routine communications. This is a matter of concern. Starfleet has informed me that an ion storm is active in the Pahvo system. Logic suggests that the storm is blocking communications. However, storms of that magnitude can have other effects, some of a deleterious nature.
Deleterious?
As a precaution, the Alliance has asked me to accompany your vessel to the Pahvo system. We are to determine the status of the research team and offer assistance if necessary. I am prepared to leave at your earliest convenience.
What does deleterious mean?
Deleterious means harmful or damaging.
Let's just transwarp. As opposed to ciswarp. Pacem. How the fuck does... I mean, it's Heaven's face, but it's Veryl's name. I know how Veril sounds. She's sort of punchy and attitudey as an engineer. I feel like Hiven is sort of laid back. Admiral, there's no response on comms from the Pahvo research station. The ion storm is causing a lot of interference. However, it's possible our hails may not be reaching them. What's causing the interference? The ion storm! My God, Terrell!
The storm is creating spatial disturbances throughout the system.
Am I
If
an
we analyze
idiot?
their patterns, we might be able to position the ship at a point where communication is possible.
Agreed. Let's scan around, I suppose.
Initial scans are picking up clouds of ionized subspace radiation and chronometric particles. This is curious. Sensors are registering a stationary object. It is not far from our position.
And the sensor display has highlighted the object, I see. An object, can we identify it? Is it a ship? Don't jump to conclusions, Terrell. Christ. What is it?
Unlikely. I suspect it is one of the Starfleet navigation buoys placed throughout the system. However, the ionization of subspace is warping and distorting the sensors. As a result, an accurate identification is not possible at this range.
Naturally. Take us in, as you are Devex. We might learn more there. Solid, full impulse.
As I
Stop.
suspected, a navigational buoy.
Hear me out.
It appears to be active, however. The navigational buoys here are configured to broadcast a message on all frequencies. It is intended to inform those who arrive here that Pahvo is a protected reserve. Sensors indicate heavy hull ionization on this buoy. I believe it has been disabled by the effects of the ion storm.
An active buoy could boost our signal. Scan for one in range.
Navigational buoy 226 is nearby and should provide us
226?
with a means to reinforce hailing frequencies between the ship and the Pahvo research station. However, I recommend caution in navigating further into the system. The ion storm is quite volatile.
I assure you, researcher, we are more than up to the job of flying through a storm. We've been through worse. No need to worry. Laying a course for navigational buoy 226. Few points to starboard. Punch it, Devex. And stop.
You are entering the Pahvo system. The planet Pahvo is a protected reserve. Access is prohibited.
Right. My original plan. Let's do it. Oh, now it's Hiven. Ready to initiate handshake between our comm systems and navigation buoy 226 now. Seem a bit tired, Hiven. Handshake received. Fidelity is within acceptable margins of error. Comms are secured and Captain. Hailing frequencies open. Research Station Pahvo Prime. This is the Laenara. Please respond. Over. No response. Local conditions are still a factor here. The boys may not be able to overcome the storm's interference, even with our assistance. Well, then we'll have to brave the storm further. Devex, take us in. Do it gently.
I have detected something of interest. Sensors show the formation of a spatial anomaly nearby.
Scratch that. Shall we set a course, or is your team's well-being a higher priority, researcher?
Uncertain. It appears
Oh.
to be providing stability to the ion storm.
I would think that would be
similar
a simple
to the
lives
eye
versus
of a
research.
hurricane. I am also detecting bursts of comm signals from the anomaly. The signals are currently garbled beyond recognition, but they could be from the research station. I recommend conducting a deeper analysis, both of the anomaly and the signals.
Acknowledged. Helm, lane a course, take us in. Let's be a bit cautious about this. With our recent holodeck escapades, we know all too well how dangerous spatial anomalies can be. I'd rather not end up in the 27th century. Ooh, it's over here. Right, remember what I said about being careful? Scan it! Ship detected. Scan it now. Starfleet. More or less. Registry number 1031. That's not Starfleet. Shields up. That's a lot of not Starfleet. And I could be misremembering. These ships are spitting images of the ships we saw in the holo simulations. I think we've got some universal traverses over here. Well, temporal traverses over here. Shields up. Can we hail them? I mean, they're currently attacking that vessel. I mean,
She will not escape. Once her shields are down, remarkably, the boarding party.
we're not currently able to hail them. So I think that the objective here is de-escalation, and that means possibly having to disable the current aggressors. Fire! Launch the Aquarius. Might be interesting. Not that we're having too much trouble here. Oh god, I should have reduced the difficulty. Made this more realistic. Currently I'm on advanced, so this is going to be just as difficult as other enemies, but obviously they're supposed to be for the 23rd century, so logically they should be a lot worse off than we are. Let's just pretend, shall we? Fire! Just die already. You know what? Call it the cavalry. Give them everything we have. It's just the battleship. How many other battleships are there? It's just this one. No, I saw another one in the cutscene. There it is. Charles class battleship. Portas Bir. Now target the Charles. I mean, when I said de-escalation, destroying a few of them is kind of included there. I mean, they're free to surrender at any time, but they're Klingons, despite our superior firepower. Logically, not in-game. Logically, they should surrender, but they're not, so that's on them. We're just trying to de-escalate, find out what's happening. The Starfleet vessel shields have been disabled. She's being boarded, and we're dying. We're dying. What's your name? Oh! Wait, what's your name? Zakath. We're dying, Zakath. Give me a second. They're shooting at my poor fighters. They're on their own, I'm afraid. Right. We're at full hull. Target the nearest battlecruiser. Fire all weapons. Tobin, you have been firing to disable, yes? We don't technically know what's happening here, and we don't actually have a stake in this conflict. Our loyalties are somewhat ambiguous, considering how distant from us these entities are. I mean, I prefer if you would stay, but stop firing. I feel like that's a logical compromise.
That ship was burned. Those with the will of Kalis in their hearts. Stand with me.
Have I ever mentioned how frustrating Klingons are? Can we get some good screenshots? I feel like none of these are good screenshots. They're not surrendering.
All ships, engage mark.
Yeah, all ships, as in only one left.
Do its work.
Zaka.
Sensors are clear of hostile targets, Admiral. For the moment. A number of Klingon vessels retreated at high warp during the battle.
I mean, not that high. I mean, by our standards, it can't be that high, because in that time, vessels were much slower. Anyway.
A number of Klingon vessels retreated at high warp during the battle and activated their cloaking devices. Local ion interference will make finding them difficult, if not impossible.
I mean, they're not too much to worry about, to be honest. We've already had 23rd century interlopers, and we're currently dealing with that. The worst they can do is join up with bloody J'Ula. So, technically, it's a bad situation. But in the meantime, let's find out what This ship, I remember it. Same class as the USS Glenn. Must be a sister ship. Let's find out what they're about. Acknowledged. Hail the Federation vessel. Hailing frequencies open. Message sent. No response. Another unanswered question. Somat, you got anything interesting to say, or shall we just go ahead and board them, considering they are in Federation space? Regardless of whether they are a Federation vessel, the fact that they are not from this time means that we do have the right and reason to board them and find out what's going on and possibly take control. I'm very wordy today, aren't I?
Recognition files identify the Klingon vessels as classes deployed during the Federation Klingon conflict of the mid-23rd century.
Yes.
The Starfleet vessel is a crossfield class, also active during that time period.
So we've got some more interlopers like J'Ula, and scan for chronometric particles, I guess. Let's just analyze as much as we can.
Scanning. Sensors show a spike in chronometric particles immediately preceding the arrival of these vessels. Fascinating.
Can I ask what?
The Crossfield class vessel is not transmitting a Starfleet recognition signal. Sensor analysis confirmed. It is the ISS Discovery, from the Terran Empire of the so-called Mirror Universe.
Fascinating is the correct word there. But what a coincidence. Mere weeks at most since 23rd century people from our universe jumped to this place, to our century, our time, and our universe. These Terrans just happen to do the same?
I'm gonna come through with a down, and that down is to a trope.
It's fascinating, don't you think, Somat? Anyway, might explain why they haven't answered our hails. Might it explain that? The question of whether I'd be aware that 23rd century people are aware of the Prime Universe depends on whether the classification, the classified label of all of Discovery holds for their experiences in the Mirror Universe. And I don't know. Admiral, Admiral, how does she sound? Admiral, the Discovery is ailing us now. Fantastic. Let's see what they have to say, but keep our guard up. We know how Terrans are, generally.
Your timely assistance is most appreciated. Speaking for myself and my loyal crew, thank you. I am Captain Sylvia Tilly, and I officially declare our intent to seek asylum.
Fascinating.
Forgive me, this is a bit unusual. Where I come from, Romulans and Terrans don't get along. At all. So to say it's a surprise to see a Romulan vessel coming to our rescue is an understatement of epic proportions.
They must not be aware of the... Well, they must not have the ability to read our actual transponder of this ship as Starfleet. I mean, it is very different from what they'd know as a Starfleet vessel. So they would assume Romulan ship. Why aren't I reversing? Fascinating.
Clearly, this is going to take a little getting used to. I'm not entirely sure how, but judging by the sensor readings I'm seeing, and that rather impressive ship of yours, we've taken a trip to the future.
Indeed. Over 150 years by our count, Captain.
I'm sure the science behind all of this is fascinating, but we have some more immediate concerns to address, namely the Klingon boarding parties running wild on my ship.
They are seeking asylum, so we do have a duty to assist. If they're under immediate threat, which Klingon boarding parties would qualify as. I can offer an away team to assist you, Captain, if you would like.
Excellent. I'll have Patel, my chief of security,
Patel?
meet your team at the transport coordinates with a security detail. I look forward to meeting you in person. Tilly out.
I'm sure the way to the transporter room is going to be a very interesting conversation. sensing we're about to meet the mirror universe but real flesh and blood versions of some of the characters that we met in our little holo simulations. Must be a very surreal experience. Acknowledged, on our way. Tovan, you're on the away team, aren't you? Audris, you have the bridge.
Sensors indicate numerous life signs in your vicinity, reading multiple high-energy discharges as well. The data is consistent with 23rd century phaser and disruptor weapons
Naturally.
at the highest setting. Proceed with caution. In the heat of battle, you could be seen as an enemy by anyone you encounter there.
Terrans do tend to be intense. We can handle ourselves, thank you, researcher. Killinra out. Weapons ready. Let's secure this thing, shall we? Should be just like the simulations, as they say.
Welcome to
Good
the
evening.
ISS Discovery.
You must be Chief, but hold on, I saw Patel in the simulations. You must be a representative for Chief Patel.
Yeah, no. I'm afraid Patel has been relieved of command. Just like you're going to be relieved of those fancy 25th century weapons.
Really? Wow.
Just like the simulations.
Yeah, no, we just melted them. Yeah, well done, guys. I mean,
Oh, we're transmitting now.
we offered surrender.
Hello. Welcome aboard the Discovery. As you can see, things have become a bit more complicated.
Of course.
It seems that some of my crew have decided that now is the perfect time to express their concerns with my command decisions.
To be honest, Captain, I really am not a fan of just general Terran politics in general. So, how about we just deal with the situation and think about it as little as possible?
Yes. As if the Klingon boarding
Glad you
parties
agree.
weren't enough to deal with. Oh, hey, let's have a mutiny too. Wonderful. Never mind that. Did Chief Patel make it to you? She was supposed to escort you through the security fields to the bridge.
No, the fields are still here, and she isn't.
I see. We'll do what we can from the bridge, but I'm afraid we're a bit locked down here at the moment. According to our internal sensors, Chief Patel is in that deck security station. It's not far from your current position. She's probably trying to lock down this ridiculous mutiny there. Find Patel. She should be able to override whatever the mutineers are doing to raise those fields. Take them down and make your way to the turbo lift.
Acknowledged, and I will do my best not to interpret that as an order, because I am not one of your crew people, Captain. Right! First we're fighting Klingons, now we're fighting more Terrans. I feel like... we still have a duty. These mutinying Terrans are not the ones seeking asylum. Captain Telly is the one seeking asylum, so the loyal ones are also seeking asylum.
Sounds like our guests got a warm welcome.
Indeed.
Look out! They're still alive!
So we still have a duty to help. An obligation, even. Just melting through them.
I'm detecting high energy readings and numerous life signs on the other side of this door.
Thank you, Zakath. Please stop speaking. It's bad. It hurts. Chief Patel.
Now that I have your attention, I have some questions. Tilly has plans. Yes? She always has plans. And you're going to tell me what they are. Oh, you'll resist, of course. You're a Terran, after all. But let's be honest, Chief. You will tell me what I want to know.
Hope I'm not interrupting.
Apparently, Tilly's new allies are still with us.
Perhaps you should surrender. Would be the
If
logical
you want something
choice.
done right.
You die, apparently.
Weapons at highest setting. Open fire!
That won't help you. We have very advanced personal shielding. And your weapons are piddling little pop guns compared to us. Fire! I don't even need to seek cover. They are not doing anything. I have no shields left. But logically, they're not doing anything. I'm dying. They're not doing anything. You... Not doing anything. I'm below...
Kill them now!
They're
Kill
not
them or
doing
I'll kill
anything!
you.
They're useless! Piddling little pop guns! Like I said, they didn't stand a chance. That looks a bit more like what I recognize.
Me. Controls. They're on the booth.
I'll try not to activate the setting for kill. I'm not exactly... Controls are on the booth. Oh, on the booth! Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was expecting like a console. I'm sorry, Chief. I'm not an engineer. Verily, you should have said something.
I'm guessing you're the one the captain sent me to meet. I'm Patel, Chief of Security. Thanks for the assist.
You're right.
I make it a habit to be on the outside of an agonizer booth.
Charming.
I've spent my fair share of time in one, too. I'll manage.
Charming.
What's the situation? Is the captain still in command?
As far as I'm aware.
I'm not surprised. It'll take more than Klingons and mutinous riffraff to end Sylvia Tilly.
No one's called
I'm
Achilles
surprised she
yet.
hasn't killed them all herself. In the meantime, I have orders to get you to the bridge, and I intend to obey them. Follow me.
Get me to the bridge? Yeah, alright. You're the one assisting us, of course, obviously. The path's blocked by security fields. I'm told you're able to, like, fix that.
Not a problem. There's no code written I can't crack.
You're
I'll have
hacking
those
it?
fields down in short order. Cover me while I work.
I mean,
You
I
might have
suppose...
some uninvited guests soon.
You are better equipped than our engineers, I suppose. You're more familiar with the systems. But if we're hacking, we might as well just hack. Fire! Trying to flank, are ya? Yeah, I just said that. I'm aware. I've got it under control. Focus on the... yeah, the fields.
You want me to finish? Maybe keep them off me for more than 5 seconds?
How about you just shut up and take what we're giving you?
They're flanking! Look out!
They're always flanking. This is a skirmish, Patel. This isn't predictable. We have to basically look everywhere and fire everywhere all at once. Telling us they're flanking is not new information.
They're flanking! Look out!
Shut up!
All right.
Hey, I'm shooting!
The security fields are using my authorization codes now.
There we go. Weapons malfunction there. Fantastic. Or not. Okay, let's close in a bit.
Clear! Let's move!
Clear my ass. Now. Clear! Shall we?
Let's get to the bridge. The turbo lift is that way.
Yes. Bloody Starfleet obligations.
Watch your corners.
Do I
No
look...
quarter, no prisoners. Attack!
Ambush!
Do I look like a witless cadet? Moving on.
Give me a second to get this field down.
1. Time's up. God, I'm being such a dick, but I don't like Terrans.
We're reading the loss of security fields on that deck. I take it you found Chief Patel?
Yes, we're on our way, Captain.
Some good news for a change, though I'm not terribly surprised. Woman's harder to kill than a honey badger. Ready for the bad news?
Why not?
I'm afraid the Klingons have taken several lower decks and are moving in your direction.
Oh.
Keep your weapons hot. They're killing everyone they run into, and I don't think they'll make an exception for you. Stick with Patel and get up here as soon as you're able.
Fantastic. Acknowledged. Oh, back to the original problem then. Klingons.
I hear Klingon disruptors up ahead. Be ready for anything.
Fire up! Let's start with the Klingons.
Do not let that Klingon scum use this junction!
Ow! Bloody close combat bastards. Just grenade. So, I just shot Patel. Right. Target misidentification, Chief. Don't worry.
Hold your position. There's been an incident.
Why would the incident require us to hold our position?
The Klingon kind. Specifically, they've taken control of main engineering, killed my chief engineer and his security team in the process.
And
They're
they're breaching the
breach
warp
the core
core.
if I don't surrender.
Fantastic.
That is not going to happen.
My ship is available. We can evacuate.
Evacuate sounds a lot like retreat to me, and that is not going to happen either. This is my ship, and I will not abandon her. Take Patel, get down to engineering, deal with the Klingons, and make sure that core breach never happens.
Are we allowed to evacuate them against their will? We're on our way, Captain.
I recommend you deal with this problem quickly.
Shut up.
Klingons probably cracked Rathman's code. Idiot.
Right, to engineering. Right, let's just storm in, guns blazing. Oh, we're not there yet. Okay, engineering.
Bad news first. Seems there's more Klingons down there than we thought. You'll have to fight your way to main engineering.
Naturally.
Good news? They'll be shooting at the mutineers down there. It might make your job
Fantastic, thank you, Captain.
Rathman! Come in, Rathman! We're trapped on the engineering deck! Send reinforcements, now!
Oh, is he part of the mutineers? Thank you, Macrovirus. Oh, God.
Great. Mutineers and Klingons. Take them all down!
You know, Datan is so keen to copy the Federation and its values that even if we were only in service to the Republic currently, our protocols would probably still be to help the people seeking asylum. Oh, can't even defect back to my own navy to fix this issue of obligation. Oh, bloody protocols. See, if we were back in the Romulan Empire, we would have evacuated these people by force.
They're just trashing the place.
Or just left them to die.
Main engineering is just up ahead. Let's hustle, people!
I've been to main engineering on one of these vessels, Commander. Or Chief, whatever you are. I know my way around, more or less. Well, no, I haven't actually been to it.
Dead, and we will be too if you don't get that turbo lift open.
I don't think they're talking to me. God, we must have killed 24 Klingons and just as many mutineers at this point. Breach? Not the warp core kind.
We'll breach.
Oh!
You go high, I'll go low.
We all die this day. Die well. Die with honor.
You do some assistance, guys. Okay, Zaka's dead. Guys, Tobin's dying. Tanar's dead. Okay, regroup. Everything is going to plan. Holy Mary, Mother of Christ! I think you guys overdid it with the enemies here. It's a lot. Bloody close combat. Is Patel just standing there? You useless Terran. We're clear.
Looks like the Klingons were in a hurry. That is some sloppy work. I was solving engineering problems like that when I was a first-year cadet.
Cut to the chase, please,
Rebalance the matter-antimatter inducers and adjust the flow rate to 0.5. That should bring the core back from the brink quite nicely.
Thank you.
Hope you know what you're doing. That warp core looks fit to breach.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I do have an engineer who does. Oh, just pressing some arrow keys. Yeah, as it should be.
Nicely done. Cut it a little close there with the core, but since we're all still here, I'm gonna call that a win. So, since we've got a little room to breathe here, why don't you come up to the bridge? There's a turbo lift nearby that I've relaxed the security locks on.
Finally.
Bloody Starfleet moral obligations, no secret blood in asylum. God.
Hate being a good person. Pile in. Okay, Patel, finally. Bridge. Captain, officers.
Face to face at last.
Yes.
Captain, are you sure we can trust these assholes?
Language!
I don't even know what that means.
Because I'm a Romulan. I'm not so fluent in English, obviously.
Cursing. Such a filthy habit.
Oh, that's a curse, I see.
You did well against the mutineers.
Side-eye.
They weren't fond of my decision to seek asylum, I'm afraid. While unpleasant, it is better than the fate we left behind. In our universe, Pahvo is a cruel, deadly entity. Being sent to that system is a death sentence. And sent there we were. I suppose an enemy decided it was time for me to retire.
Right.
Permanently.
Hold on, but how did you get here?
About that.
Was that on purpose?
Let's get down to business, shall we?
Do you mean to come here? That would be remarkable. We don't currently have that ability. Unless we do. Captain!
First and foremost, I have no interest in hostilities with your government.
Government.
I meant what I said about asylum.
We're an alliance. Yes, do you speak for your entire... Oh, obviously she doesn't, Terrell. Christ.
I do. The mutiny was unfortunate, but what can I say? We're Terrans. Dominance is often challenged and must be maintained.
Naturally.
The mutineers saw an opportunity, took their shot, and missed. Big time. Everyone left saw the price they paid for their failure. Believe me, the rest of the crew will fall in line.
Right, I'm gonna go ahead and not point out that if we hadn't been here with our shielding and 25th century weapons, they probably would have succeeded. But anyway, stroke your own ego, by all means.
I'm fortunate you were here to deal with the problem. Apparently, my chief of security felt like spending time in an agonizer booth during most of the conflict.
Terrans.
Honestly, Patel, if I knew you liked the booth so much, I'd keep you in one more often.
They're seeking asylum. We can't just abandon them to be killed.
Why, you are right to say so, Captain. It won't happen again.
I mean, I like for my crew to respect me. But I wouldn't like for any of them to kiss my ass quite so slobberily.
See to it that it doesn't. I'd hate to replace you, Chief, but I will if I have to.
Can we cut to the chase, please, as entertaining as this is?
Next steps are to get my vessel back in working order before those Klingons come back to finish us off. Now that's not going to be easy. I'm down a chief engineer, the power grid is a shambles, we have multiple hull breaches, and we're nowhere near battle ready.
I have more than 1,000 people on my ship. Oh, nearly 2,000 actually. We can certainly spare a few. Kalinra to Laenara.
The Laenara. Is everything alright? We detected a surge in the ISS Discovery's warp core, but now it's operating at a safe level.
Weren't you guys monitoring comms? That's interesting. We managed. I need an engineering team here, like a big one. all of them. All of the engineers that we're not currently using. I want to get this whole mess over with as quickly as possible. We're here to repair the vessel.
Our shields are down. If the Klingons don't get us, it's only a matter of time before the ion storm does. Monitor that console while I try to get the main deflector back online. I'd order my chief science officer to do it, but she chose her loyalties poorly.
Why, Defex? Your vocal surgery that happened in the last 2 seconds. It's remarkable. Your voice, it's completely changed.
Understood, Admiral. We'll beam directly to main engineering and get to work.
No, you're the helmsman, Defex. I know it's confusing. You are technically an engineering officer. Please stay on board the ship. You're the Alpha Shift helmsman. Veryl's already here. Send her team. Anything we do here on the bridge, Captain? As you said, or as Defex said, right, we'll manage.
Start a diagnostic on the shield emitters. I'll start to recalibrate the main deflector.
Right, it's fortunate I had some holo simulations to familiarize myself with this antiquated operating system.
Klingons! All hands! Repel boarders!
Where are they beaming from?
But the captain is mine!
Did they warp back in? Those were Klingon transport signatures. They did not beam from inside this ship with this ship's transporters. Must be a cloaked Klingon ship. Surely we could cut through their primitive cloaking devices with our technology. Maybe the ion storm is stopping us. God, where are they? Oh, the captain beamed
Okay,
over.
the main deflector is in position. Recalibrate it now.
Main deflector? It plays a role in particle shielding, but I'm not sure that's the priority at the moment. We're primarily being hit with torpedoes and energy weapons. You know what? I'm stressed out. Maybe I didn't catch that she's doing something weird with the deflector, but you know, let's just get on with it.
Ugh, they're like Zethian bed roaches. Get off my ship!
Lovely bed roaches. Lovely. Amazing. Is bed roach a slur for the Zethian people, or is it an actual creature?
Admiral, we've restored partial impulse power to the Discovery.
Thank you, Defex. I remember telling you to stay on board, but I can understand if your memory failed you in that moment.
Sensors are picking up numerous Klingon vessels decloaking. Combat is imminent. I strongly recommend you return to the ship at your earliest convenience.
We've got Discovery's shields up. We're not needed here. Beam us up.
Captain should be
Okay,
on
in a
their own
second.
ship in the heat of battle. Go. We'll take it from here.
As suspicious as I am, it could just be, I could read this entirely as just a territorial thing. Captain Killy doesn't want another captain on her bridge to challenge her for more time. Right, Kellner to engineering, status report.
Impulse power restored, Admiral, but only just. If we want this to be more than a patch job, we'll need more time.
Please, can I have different characters? Veryl, maybe. Veryl can speak. Right, time's up, I'm afraid, Defex. They can handle it from here. We've got them stable. Let's return to the ship immediately.
Thank you. If we survive this, I look forward to repaying the favor. Now go, before it's too late.
I find your words unconvincing as you're a Terran, but you are seeking asylum, which is very un-Terranly. Laenara, energized. Now, beam me directly to the bridge to save time. God, we were here for a Vulcan research team, weren't we? What's going on with them? We were completely sidetracked. We should have left the Aquarius to check them out. Don't come to the kitchen. Very cryptic. Oh God, Zaka, please, not you.
Admiral, the Klingons are hailing us.
Finally.
I do not know how we came to be here in the future, and I do not care. What I do know is that we have a mutual enemy.
Either way, if you would like to return, we will be more than happy to facilitate. Unfortunately, that presumed mutual enemy is seeking asylum, which means they're not our enemy, in fact.
There is nothing complex about it. I mean to destroy that ship, and you with it, if you get in my way. Be smart. Your ship has the technical advantage. We have the advantage of numbers. And we are Klingon. Stand with Discovery, and you will lose. Fight with us, and you will live to see another day.
My duty obligates me to place the ISS Discovery under my protection, I'm afraid, Captain. And I assure you, your numbers will not be enough.
Then you are a fool, fighting in a burning house. Try to die well.
Resume red alert. All hands, battle stations. Close with the Discovery. Why did we go so far away? Fire? To Vex? Christ. Didn't you put up the handbrake? Did you let us roll? Launch fighters. Yeah, we're right in the middle of this thing. We don't even need to bother with maneuvers because they are so outmatched by us. Aquarius has launched. This Klee-class battleship is proving slightly tough.
Destroyer Discovery is altering course. They're heading towards Pahvo at full engines.
Right, we can deal with that later. Thank you, researcher. We've got a battle to take care of. They may be drifting uncontrollably due to damage. Speaking of damage. Bathe them in plasma.
Discovery has lowered their shields, reading transporter signatures to Pahvo's surface.
Okay, that's a little different. But we still have a battle to take care of. What the bloody... Admiral, I've re-established communications with the Discovery, putting them through now.
The captain has left the ship. I'm now. Discovery is back in the fight.
Right. When we have a moment, what the fuck?
Leaving numerous Klingon vessels decloaked.
Oh, brilliant. Are we going to destroy the entire Klingon fleet that came through here? Dead. Admiral, I'm detecting a massive energy surge on Pahvo. Something's... Well, that's intense. Report? Admiral, whatever that... Sorry, I'm mixing up voices. Admiral, whatever that was, hit us hard, receiving casualty reports from all decks. Helm evasive maneuvers now! Tactical! What the fuck? Shields are at full, deflectors online, all weapons ready. It appears to have bypassed all of our defense systems, like they weren't there. Oh, this is brilliant. And it definitely has something to do with Captain Gilly. Somewhat... Any analysis? It came from Pahvo, and you're like the expert. What?
Based on what the sensors recorded during the attack, it appears we were hit by psionic energy, manifested into an energy pulse of considerable magnitude.
Manifested?
The attack originated on Pahvo.
I noticed. How? Admiral, we're being hailed. It's Captain Tilly. Naturally. Oh, God. The obligation for us to help them because they were seeking asylum made us... forced us to allow them to continue going on and eventually betray us. And now she's likely here to demand our surrender, naturally.
I don't like red in my ledger. You saved my ship, so I spared yours. This time. Next time I won't be so... sentimental. First and last warning. Leave the system while you're able.
Retrieve the fighters, redock the Aquarius. I acknowledge, Captain. We are beaten. But, can I ask, before we pull back, what's your plan here?
Did you hit your head in that fight? I think what I have to gain here is pretty obvious. Everything. Pahvo's reach is infinite. After a few more demonstrations of its power, everyone in the quadrant will have no choice but to swear allegiance to me. Or, die. Empress Tilly. That has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
This is pure arrogance. Like, all affecting weapon or not, governments would never just lie down to this one person. They would send fleets against Pahvo, and I seriously doubt Pahvo would be able to destroy every ship. And if even one manages to get an orbital bombardment down, Tilly's dead. You're an idiot!
Insane. I'm the one calling the shots here.
Naturally.
And I'm pretty sure I told you to get lost or get wrecked. So who's the insane one again?
Engine trouble.
Me? Or the lunatic staring defiantly down the barrel of the ultimate weapon? Tick-tock, pal. My trigger finger's getting itchy.
Status report on the planet. Is she bluffing? We just got hit by it. We should get out of here, guys.
I am reading an energy signature on the surface of Pahvo. It matches the initial blast from the planet. Another attack could be imminent. We will not survive a direct hit. I strongly recommend we exit the system immediately.
Auxiliary part is sensors before we leave. Let's get as much information as we can before we pull back. Give it a moment. Keep scanning. Just give it a moment. Engage! God, first J'Ula, and now more time travelers, causing more and more immediate problems, although I dare say these ones will be more easy to deal with. J'Ula's problem that she's causing is ideological. She could split the fabric of the Klingon Empire. This is just a simple person with a big gun. We'll just get some stealth tech, land on the surface, kill Tilly, everything will be fine. There's not a chance of her succeeding. There may be casualties, sure, but we'll manage.
Captain Tilly's betrayal, while unfortunate, was not entirely unexpected.
Yes.
Her use of this agonizer technology to weaponize the ecosystem of Pahvo is a matter of utmost concern. I believe I can devise a means to neutralize her technology, but I will need time to conduct research. Rest assured that I will endeavor to counter Tilly's insidious actions as soon as possible. I ask that you prepare to take action at a moment's notice. The lives of untold millions, including our own, could be at stake.
I think in the meantime, let's just patrol the Pahvo sector. We'll get another Starfleet ship to patrol our last patrol route. But we will be ready, researcher. Veril will get this ship back in working order, I'm sure of it. But, with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.